Hi everybody and welcome to wlspooptalk. This is Maggie. I am so annoyed right now because I went to, there's a group that a support group that actually my therapist runs, and there's one that's pre-post twice a month. There's a meeting for pre-ops and post-ops together. And then there's one meeting a month for people who are post-op up to 1 year out from surgery. And then there's another group that's 1 year and over out from surgery. And tonight's group, I don't go to the pre-post meetings anymore because I don't find them helpful, and I don't think I have anything really unique to offer the pre-op people. And so this just post-op group that I go to, it was actually it was actually crowded for that group tonight, and it went well. At one point, the leader asked for suggestions on improving the program or whatever, and that's what he said, things you wish you had known before you had surgery. And, I've got a big mouth, or maybe you don't know that, but I've got a big mouth. And, I spoke up. I was like, I'd really have liked to have known the extent of, I think what I said was how often I'm going to have to talk about my poop. And, it turned, like, there was a lot of, kind of stuff, like people being like, oh yeah, girl, how do you poop, and really, I've learned since starting this channel, I haven't gotten very many questions to put to the community from people too shy to ask, but I guess shy people don't really make YouTube videos, do they? But I've gotten a lot of people telling me their regimen of how they actually poop. And I'm really doing well, according to, like, I'm on Miralax, not even every day. I've been, but I've been having a lot of sugar alcohols. But I've got people telling me they're on 3 and 4 colace a day, they're on fiber pills and Miralax and, milk of magnesia multiple times a week, and that's just to go every couple days. And so somebody in the group was talking about how they had the opposite problem, that they had no problem pooping after surgery. And it's like, wow, really? What are you eating? And it wasn't really something, she didn't really like, well, I eat a blah, 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 blah. But a lady next to me that was really nice, she told me that unrelated to surgery, before she had surgery, she had, years ago, a really fabulous doctor tell her that, because she had an obstruction, and he told her to add, I want to say it was a tablespoon that she said. Could have been a teaspoon. I don't remember which. But that every day, add a teaspoon or a tablespoon, one or the other, of oil to your daily intake. Whatever it is that you eat, once a day, basically add like a tablespoon of some sort of oil to your diet. I wish I could remember if it was a teaspoon or a tablespoon. And that she said that that's really helped her. She also said that pain medications will often cause constipation, which I had no idea that was true. So that was good to know. I think she said specifically she was on Loratab or Vicodin, or both. I think Loratab and Vicodin are basically the same thing, I think. Something else somebody brought up was about sugar alcohol. They weren't sure how our bodies, how it's different than sugar. And I had always been taught or told that sugar alcohol was safe for diabetics. However, because it's inert to our body, it doesn't really process, and so it just sort of passes through. But, and that's why you have to watch out for the amount, because it can cause a laxative effect. It's actually on the packaging now. Um, but somebody told me, their endocrinologist said that diabetics have to be careful because it can affect their blood sugar, and that I was sort of flabbergasted at that. So I'm gonna have to do some more research. But sugar alcohol does, for most people, have a laxative effect. So I know that a friend of mine told me she's been she's been consciously eating something with sugar alcohol in it in order to help. She's added it to her regimen, and it's just, it's sort of annoying that so many people have this problem, but people don't want to talk about it. And I know it's gross. I don't, it's stinky. You do it, you do it by yourself. It's not something that you generally talk about. I understand that. But at the same time, how many people out there are going 2 weeks without a bowel movement and not realizing that they're not the only ones, that there are people out there that can help them, even if it's only by saying, hey, this is what I do, and this is how, I got past that issue. So I'd really like it if you guys would be willing to write in the comments what is that it works for you. You don't have to, go into huge amounts of detail, but just basically what you take that you found that's worked for you. I personally don't want to have to resort to that much medication every day. And someone did point out, based on the amount that we eat, which isn't much usually, there's not going to be a whole lot of poo. So it could be that we just don't create enough poo to poo every day, which I can understand that. But also, there's definitely been true constipation with backup that I've gotten gas, I've gotten like almost acid reflux sort of feeling. So it's definitely, and constipation can be deadly. And so it's, so can diarrhea. But I don't know. I find myself annoyed about the fact that people don't want to talk, that they won't reach out to each other about it. But at the same time, I understand. Because, I don't really want to talk about poop. But, my Christmas incident really scared me because it got away from me very quickly. It went from, oh, it's been a day or two, to it's been a week, and I'm in a lot of pain. So, yeah, there's that. I don't really have a regimen, I guess. I've started to take Miralax every other day or so. And does it taste like soap to anybody else? Like, I don't know that I can actually taste it, but in my head, it has a soapy taste for some reason. I think it's because it's got the word glycol in it, and I associate that with glycerin, maybe. What's the active ingredient? Poly, Polyethylene glycol. In my head, for whatever reason, I think of that as soap. I guess I should look it up, and I'll let you know next time. I actually also wanted to talk about how annoyed I am at the baby poop. Because it's just messy, and I wind up, I have to use flushable wipes, which isn't a problem because they're more comfortable than toilet paper. But then you have to be conscious of, because, baby crap will spread everywhere. It doesn't matter, it's like how did poop get there, And I hate it if poop gets on my hand. Oh, dear God. And it's happened to everybody. I know at least once. I hope. I may just be really bad at it. But, and so you have to be conscious of how many, it's like, have I flushed enough so that there's not going to be a problem with the toilet backing up? It's like I don't want to have to think about my poop this much, and I wish somebody had told me. And so this is a kind of a message to pre-ops too, just be aware that I personally would do the surgery at the drop of a hat, even knowing, Now, if I had been told that I would have to have an enema, ever, I probably would have said no. But that's part of my history that is a problem. It's not, you know, some people wouldn't find that a deal breaker. For me, it might have been. Not that I've had to have one weekly or anything like that, but it's a, you know, it's, for me, it, you know, it may have been a deal breaker. I'm not sure. I can't go back in time, and I wouldn't go back in time to change this, because the surgery has saved my life in a lot of different ways. I just happen to have to talk about poop all the time. But yeah, it's frustrating. And, you know, it's 4 in the morning. I'm a night owl. And I just had to flush my toilet like 27 times in a row. And it's like my neighbor, you know, I'm fortunate because my neighbor actually also had surgery. And so she gets it, you know. But yeah, it's like, come on. I don't, you know, how many times am I going to have to, it's just nuts. I also find it annoying. Well, I have a question, actually. I know that there's a bottleneck for people who've had gastric bypass. There's a bottleneck, and so there's going to, internally, and so there's going to be gurgling sounds, worse than or more than you had before surgery. However, sometimes I feel like when it's a gurgling in the lower portion of the digestive tract, I find myself wondering, is that just poo liquid, like just gurgling around, like, ew, you know? Because I think we've all had liquid poo, you know, where it's like, did I just pee out of my anus? Because that's gross, you know? So I just wonder if anybody else experiences that. It's, I don't know, it's, yeah. The other question that I have, I'm just going to come out and say it. Common to women, I don't know about men, because I'm not a man, and so I've often wondered how they even manage to poo. I don't know why that's, I don't know. I can't imagine the mechanics of it. But there's a way to apply external pressure from externally to assist in passing feces, having a bowel movement. And I think that for a lot of women, there is somewhat of a loss of muscle definition, I guess, in that area. If it may be due to a lapsed uterus, or, you know, any various number of reasons. But I wonder if that's something that other people have had experiences with, sort of manual application of pressure externally. Hopefully you know what I'm talking about. Otherwise, you're going to be like, wow, bitch gets like way too into talking about her poo. But these are things that, you know, we experience these things, but we never talk about it. You know what I mean? And so that could be something that happens to every woman every single day, you know, like 4 times a day. I don't know. And nobody will ever know, because we won't say, like, is this weird? And that's the good thing about the internet, because you can be like, is it weird that I blah, blah, blah? But, you know, there are people out there who will wonder about something rather than Google it. I don't understand that at all. But yeah. So that's my WLS Poop Talk for today. Please feel free to, if you have any comments or questions that you want shared but don't feel comfortable sharing yourself, email me at wlspooptalk@gmail.com, and I will be happy to read it. So I hope you have a great day, and that things go smoothly, and I'll talk to you later. Bye. Mwah.